If you're feeling like your workouts are leaving you more drained than energized, then this video is for you. Now, it is so important to understand that your workouts should help you to feel energized when you're done. Yes, some exhaustion is to be expected, but you want to make sure that you're feeling energized. What's up, Fit Fam, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am going to share my top restorative tips to helping you recover faster so that you can bounce back stronger after every workout. Now, recovery is talked about so much, but not enough people are doing enough of the recovery after workouts. I see people all the time in the gym who will come in and who will do these hard workouts and then they'll just walk out when they're done with no stretching. And I'm like, that's going to hurt later, right? So you want to make sure, especially as we're like 40 and up, 35 and up, that we are taking out the time to do some stretching, because that is what is going to help our bodies be able to continue to work out and you be able to continue meeting your fitness goals. Okay, let me be real for a second though. At this stage in my life, recovery isn't a nice to have thing. It's an essential thing because it makes my progress possible and it helps me to stay consistent with my workouts. Because y'all, when I tell y'all that muscle fatigue and post-workout pain syndrome is a thing, it's a thing. It is a thing. Have you ever worked out and you felt great afterwards and you didn't stretch? You were one of those people that were like, hey, great workout. I'm just going to grab something to drink, and you leave. And then you start to feel sore a little later. And then the next day you feel like you can barely move. And then it takes you almost a week to be able to get back to the gym. And then by that point, you have lost your momentum. Sound familiar? Listen, it's happened to me before in the past, so I get it. And that is one of the reasons why recovering properly after your workouts is so crucial. Well, before I begin, I want to preface this with I am not a doctor. Okay, yes, I have been in the fitness industry for the past 15 years, but I am not a doctor. Okay, so I don't know what's going to work best for each person because everybody's body composition is different, weights, heights, all these different things play a role in how you recover, in the amounts of things that you may need. So before implementing anything in this video, please consult with your personal doctor to make sure that you're doing what is right for you. Now, with all that technical stuff out of the way, let's dive right in. So first things first, your body needs building blocks to recover, and that means protein and proper hydration, right? So protein is a building block and our bodies need protein. So I don't understand people who want to cut protein out of their diet altogether because no, we cannot survive. It is literally a part of the fuel that our body uses to build muscle. Okay, so you can't neglect that part. And protein doesn't necessarily make a person bulk. And I've heard that before. It doesn't necessarily make a person bulk. It is the building block for your muscle. So after a workout, aim to get between 20 and 30 grams of protein within that first hour after your workout. That timing is crucial in order to help you rebuild the muscles that you have just been working so hard. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There have been times where either I was rushing to do my next thing or simply just being too lazy and not have my protein shake afterwards. And I pay for it. I absolutely pay for it. The pain, the soreness that I feel afterwards, the sluggishness often, it's not a good look. So I can speak from experience because I have been someone who has done this before. So I know that it is not going to feel, you're going to feel drained. Your body is not going to feel good. You're going to not feel the way that you want to feel after a workout. You're not going to have the energy to do other things throughout the rest of your day or what have you. So just remember that. Now, also remember that you can pair your post-workout shakes with plenty of water or an electrolyte drink to rehydrate and keep your body functioning at its best. Now, water is definitely important, but it's also important, to remember that water does not contain electrolytes unless you have some type of store water that has added electrolytes to it. But basic water on its own does not contain that. So I definitely would suggest that you get some water or an electrolyte drink to help replenish the body and get the body functioning at its best and get some more of that hydration in there. Of course, we still want to make sure we're getting in our water. And now I talk about the role that nutrition plays in recovery more in depth on my podcast, which I feel like I don't talk about it enough. So most people don't even know that I have a podcast, but I do have a wellness podcast. I've had a wellness podcast for probably about 3 years. So if you want to hear the full episode on recovering properly, how to recover faster from your workouts, you can check it out wherever it is that you listen to your podcast. And I'll also have it in the description box below. But moving on. So for me, stretching and foam rolling has been a game changer, especially as I have aged. Y'all, when I tell y'all that the pains that I feel sometimes, I can't adequately express it. I can't explain what it feels like oftentimes. And I remember times when I didn't feel that after working out, but it comes with aging and it just is what it is. So that's one of the reasons why it is so key. Stretching keeps your muscles flexible and prevents that stiffness, while the foam rolling is going to help release tight spots and boost the blood flow. It's going to help aid in your post-workout recovery. Now, I always choose targeted exercises for each muscle group after my workouts to ensure that each muscle group gets some love, even if that was not the group that I worked that day. So, for example, even if it was leg day, I am still stretching my entire body because it's oftentimes I'm going to use that other part of my body for as a part of the workout. So, for example, if I'm doing a split squat and if I'm using it and I'm holding dumbbells, well, my arms are at play, my wrists, my hands are at play, just like my legs, knees, and hips and feet are at play. So I go ahead and I stretch the entire body because even though that was not my targeted area, I am still using that area. And it helps to prevent tension from building up in other areas because it's not getting that good stretching. Trust me, your body will thank you. Even if you're spending just 10 minutes post workout doing some good stretching, your body is going to appreciate it. Number two, remember that recovery is not just about what you do after a workout. It's also about what you're doing when you're not working out. And people don't think about this sometimes. They don't think about what else they're doing. They're only thinking about in the moment during the workout. So we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night is non-negotiable if you want your muscles to repair and grow. Now, I will say this about the whole sleep thing. Everybody, the amount of sleep that each person needs can be different. And there are some people who can operate optimally on 6 hours of sleep. Now, I wouldn't suggest any less than that, but there are some folks that can do that. Now, I'm just going to say this. As I have aged, I had better get my daily 8. I can anything less than that, I am not operating at my best. And so it makes things a struggle for me. And so in order for my muscles and things to grow and repair themselves for the next workout the next day, I have to be getting in that good rest. And just think about it. Sleep allows your body to repair all over. It allows your mind to repair. It allows your heart to repair. It allows your entire body to just repair because your body is not in any fight or flight. Your body is not being asked to do anything. It is just resting. And so, speaking of rest, don't forget to schedule your rest days into your week's workouts because your body needs that time to rebuild and recover. I'm going to tell you right now, the only time that I do workouts that are straight through with only one rest day is typically if I am preparing for something larger. So, for example, I know that I have a fashion show coming up. I'm going to be doing New York Fashion Week. And so I know I'm in training mode right now. So I have to work out those 6 days out of the week, with one of those days being that active recovery day, and then the one day being a complete rest. Most weeks I work out 3 times a week. So that gives a good break in between to give my body that time to rest and recover. And I also never work the same muscle group back to back without a break in between, because the body doesn't get time to recover. And again, that can lead to muscle fatigue. Now, it's important to remember that rest does not always mean doing nothing, which brings me to number 3, active recovery. Like walking, gentle yoga, or even some light cycling can help increase the blood flow and speed up your body's healing process. I love my active recovery days because it allows me to just slow down. It's not the heavy hitting, and it really, like, my body soaks up those active recovery days. Don't get me wrong, there are days where I do absolutely nothing, and I give my body that rest, and I sleep a lot on those days. I rehydrate. I take in a lot of foods that help my body to feel good. But those active recovery days are crucial. And I always build those in when I'm working with people. I help them to have that active recovery day. And they actually find that it helps them to feel less sore. It helps them to feel less stiff, as opposed to just sitting completely. Now, these active recovery days are going to help keep you moving without putting any extra strain on your body. And like I stated before, for me personally, sitting still often causes more soreness and sometimes even stiffness, because y'all, I am almost 50. Okay. So my body does things differently now than it did 30 years ago. Did I just say that out loud? 30 years ago? Oh my God. I feel ancient right now. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about some more recovery tools that I always have on deck for my recovery. Massage guns, compression socks, and heating pads. They can help to give you that extra edge. And I'll be honest with you, you can find these things relatively inexpensive at like a place like Five Below. Sometimes I've seen them at Marshall's, or TJ Maxx. I've seen them in various places. So you don't have to spend a tremendous amount of money on your recovery tools in order to have them available to you, and you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because not everybody can afford to go and get a massage every week or every 2 weeks, because it's expensive. So in order to help your body recover best, having your massage tools on deck are absolutely amazing. I'm going to tell you, I have a muscle rolling stick, and I got it from a chiropractor a few years ago. And it's a long stick and it's a muscle roller. And I'm able, because it's so long, I'm able to get like my neck, my shoulders, my back without any assistance, my legs. And I love that thing. It really helps to relieve soreness and improve the circulation in my body after a tough workout, especially on my legs, because my legs never seem to get a break. But if you think about it, truthfully, your legs don't get a break. You're always using your legs. That's one of the reasons why when you injure your leg or your ankle or your foot, it takes such a long time to heal, because you never truly can just be off your feet, just like, you know? And it's going to give your body some extra TLC. Like that rolling stick gives my hamstrings a little bit of extra TLC, and my legs absolutely love me for it. And I don't have, like, I don't know if anybody out there suffers from something called restless legs. And restless legs is when your legs feel like something is crawling and you can't be still, because your legs are just aching and just crawly and itchy. And it feels a little different for everybody. But for me, when I have a particularly hard leg day, if I don't recover properly, my legs will just ache and ache and ache, and it'll make it difficult for me to sleep. So when I started adding my recovery tools, my foam rollers, my heating pads, my massagers, it really helped tremendously. And there you have it, family. My go to tips for recovering faster from your workouts. Remember, recovery is just as important as the workout itself, so please don't skip it. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tips, and let me know in the comments which recovery tip you are excited to try. And in addition, like if you're looking for a way to build some consistency with your workouts, I have a free healthy habit tracker that I'm going to also have in the description box below. You can print it off and it helps you to track your habits so that you know where it is that you can make some changes if necessary. And it helps you to build those consistent habits. All right. As always, it has been a pleasure, Fit Fam, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.